12.0.7 is bringing some transmog. Okay, we all know that new patch, new transmog. This is how it typically works. We got a complete transmog guide here. Everything new, all the new items, the new weapons, the new looking armor sets, and everything else coming in 12.0.7 here from Dalaran Gaming. Let's dive straight in.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dale, and patch 12.07 is officially on the horizon. While this upcoming update for Midnight is one of the smaller ones, this is packed with a bunch of fresh catch-up mechanics, open world activities, and more importantly, an absolute mountain of incredible new transmogs for you to add to your collection.
Oh yeah.
If you're big into transmogs collecting, this patch will be a pretty massive win for you. Today, I'll be diving into some of the details regarding the data mine builds, as previewing some of the items that we've been able to discover over on the PTR, talking about some of the new Void Elf and Lightforge open world rewards, the highly anticipated Dragonflight Timewalking vendor items, and there's a ton of them in particular.
Yeah, we're just looking at
unique
those.
Cosmetic drops from a variety of different content, but also incredible items coming up to the training post whenever this patch officially goes live. As always, if you guys want to see more regular...
Whenever, he says. I believe it's June 15th, right? Guys, we're like a month away, exactly. Right? June 16th, I think, is the day this patch is going live. So, yeah, we got about a month. Almost exactly.
Updates from Midnight or early previews for builds like patch 12.07, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. With this brand new update, we also will be getting a pretty massive increase to some of the content that will be available from Timewalking. With it being turbulent timeways, Blizzard is adding yet another expansion into the Timewalking roster, and surprisingly it is Dragonflight, which feels like we were just playing that expansion not that long ago, and it's already old enough where it's joining the Timewalking dungeon rotation.
How long ago was Dragonflight now, man? It doesn't feel that long ago, but yeah, we're like expansion and a half removed from Dragonflight now. Pretty crazy.
Which is kind of wild to me. But with that, this means we'll also be getting a new vendor and a ton of different cosmetics for you to collect from the Timewalking expansion. A lot of the new cosmetics that you could never get in that expansion specifically are now available. It likely will be on a Timewalking vendor. Not like we can test it, but we're able to data mine an incredible amount of stuff over on the PTR with some of the different things that'll be available, which all seems to be Dragonflight related. There's a bunch of new ensembles here specifically, with it being Dragonflight themed. We got ourselves the Earth Warden, Neltharion shoulders, and helm, literally the same aura pieces from the boss.
I noticed that there's a theme here that you guys are going to notice too. When we were looking at these earlier, a lot of these items that they're making available from the Timewalking vendor is boss related items like boss armor, boss weapons, like a lot of the stuff from the raids from Dragonflight are now being made available for the players, which is a pretty cool theme.
It's funny in particular, which look incredibly good.
This one's an Neltharion armor set.
Both on warriors or plated classes, but also on evokers in particular.
Yeah,
who are
evokers
really
for
trying
sure.
to channel their inner Neltharion. Also, Dragonflight was another experience.
By the way, just one more thing. I'm not going to keep doing this pausing, but Dalaran, can we have more appreciation for more Dalaran slut mogs? Because he is the greatest slut mogger in the game. And we all know that. It's become a theme around here. And he's rocking another great one there with that chest piece.
That introduced a race of these fire druids, and they're actually giving us a fire druid transmog with a variety of different shoulders, a couple of different vest options. So it's a really good set altogether. It looks absolutely fantastic. Some of the players really wanted to get, especially since there were some fire druid quest lines going on back during that expansion specifically, with many players wondering if fire druids are potentially on the table as an allied race or a customization for night elves. Not quite there just yet, but the actual set will be made available.
Maybe one
day. A couple of
day.
Different shoulders, one with the flaming wings, which looks amazing, and then the lesser version, which is not as cool, but it looks great in general. We saw a lot of NPCs using these sets, many players hoping that these sets will become available. We had them data mined so long ago, and it looks like they're finally becoming obtainable as of this update.
Nice.
Outside of this, we also do have other ensembles which are going to be very Dragonflight themed, like some of the different flights, the blue flight, the green flight, the bronze, the red flight, all of those. So there's going to be a bunch of sets that have to do with that. So we got like a variation of what was previously
if you're an evoker, doing this shit's going to be great for you. All this stuff really fits the evoker theme. Obviously, it's all from Dragonflight. He's foreshadowing the Mickey Mouse.
Flight set just in a blue recolor, or a finery set, which also was available, I think, for the red and the black dragonflight
Oh, there
set,
you go.
more of like
The Alex
pinkish
Strasza
color
style set.
with the cloak and cape and all the other pieces as well. So definitely going to be something to add to your collection. Outside of this, we also do have some individual items that will be made available as well, like Diurna's Great Staff. So this is going to be a blue variation, where previously I think we got either red or a yellow.
As I said before, yeah, this is another boss item right here. Diurna's little staff there.
A version of the staff, so now we can get a blue one, which is an evoker only item from back in the day, but it looks like now they're converting it to a staff that anybody can utilize. Outside of this, there's also a metric ton of different shoulder blades that you can get, like one of every single dragonflight. We got the black dragonflight, the red, the green, and there's variations of these shoulder blades as well as like a plain silver one also. And there's going to be a bunch of them in particular that are being added, especially for this update, as well as also what looks like cloaks that will be added as well, based on some of the different flights that are being made available. We also do have a couple of weapons that are specifically added as well.
It's a badass
Some from
sword.
the Time Lost, or rather the Infinite Timeline Dragonflight, the Infinites, the basically converted.
Is it a one-hander? Yeah, it says it right there. The Infinite Time Slicer. It's a one-hander. Infinite realities folding onto each other like thin sheets of metal forming a single blade. Oh, we got some Infinite Dragonflight shit going on
Version of bronze that have this awesome black and blue color to it. That's really,
I
really
love the
neat to
Infinite
them.
Dragonflight
so we got more
colorway,
items that will be in
always.
that color scheme as well. But also, so what looks like Jarden specific items, which were some of the enemies that you could fight back in Dragonflight. So we got a variety of different Dragonflight themed draconic rewards that will be likely made available whenever the Dragonflight expansion comes back around for Timewalking once 1207 officially goes live. Besides time walking content, we'll also be getting new open world zones, Val and Nightal, which we'll be able to dive into both on normal difficulty, but also this heroic world tier difficulty as well. And that open world, or that gives it both open world areas, you'll be able to get a bunch of rewards from this specifically. There's a lot of lost armaments that will be arriving to this that are going to be either Void Elf themed or Lightforged Unite themed.
Right.
So
Purple
those
sets.
two factions are the ones that are really leading the charge into those two zones. So if you're a big fan of some of the Lightforged items that felt like you weren't getting enough of them, this is going to be a pretty big update for that in particular. Before that, however, we're getting a brand new version of a lightsaber. One of the first few added into this update, and you can even see how the lightsaber actually expands over time. So we've had lightsabers in the past before, which is essentially a weapon with a spell animation instead of a blade, but we're getting ourselves a proper version. There's going to be what looks like a two-handed version and a one-handed version. The one of those right now is not really working at a PTR right now, but it looks...
There's going to be a two-handed version. I can go full Jedi Death Knight. Oh my god. That's great.
It's fantastic. It looks closer to a real lightsaber. I think this is a fantastic addition. So if you're a big fan of lightsaber style mogs, this is definitely going to...
Is this patch coming in the next reset? No, it's coming June. I think it's June 16th. That's the date. It's June 16th because that's when the time walking events and everything's going to kick off. It's already on the calendar.
Be an addition, and hopefully they'll have a bunch of these in different recolors so players could really get creative with some of the different transmogs in the future. Besides the lightsabers, we do have a lot of Lightforged weapons. There's going to be a whole armament system that you'll be able to unlock from the Lightforged in particular. There's a massive Great Blade, which looks fantastic.
It's a big boy. Nice.
There's a variety of different weapons like staffs and swords that will also be made available as well here. And you got a variety of these different beacons that you can equip. We got the purple variation as well. There's also a spear. There's also going to be other items like a mace. So if you're a big fan of mace using it, so you'll be able to get that as well. There's also a more purple, more Draenic sword rather than Lightforged. So it has more of a purple crystal rather than golden. So if you're a big fan of the Lightforged Unite or just Draenic items in general, or Lightforged items in general, you got some fantastic additions, which I think would combo together with so many different paladin.
Sam will never get any of these. I believe all these are just going to cost, like, just doing the new open world event shit, the Val and the whatever. He was just saying Najatar, whatever the fuck it's called, Najatel, and using probably Void Light Marl to purchase a lot of this stuff. So I should be able to get a lot of it. I do want the lightsaber, the two-handed lightsaber. Yeah, I'm down for that.
And Draenic looking sets in the future. On top of it, we also do have a whole new set of armaments. It's not necessarily brand new sets.
Yeah, these are the Void Boys.
It's really just going to be the response team armor sets that are available. Normally, they're available in a prey recolor and a couple other recolors, but we do also have now a new variation, the black recolor, which is going to be something you can unlock inside of the new zones. So we got one variation for every single armor type. There's one for warriors, there's one for leather classes, male classes as well. So you'll essentially be able to get all those sets that you are familiar with, just in a different recolor that's a little bit more darker, a little bit more sinister, a lot more emphasizing the voidy aspects of them in particular. Some of them don't look that different from like the campaign variation, just a slightly change in color or a flip in color. But for, depending on the class really, some of them really do look incredibly good. So if you're really looking to really deepen that voidy bond and go for the Void Elf sets, you'll be able to pick up a bunch of those from those Nighttile and Val zones in particular.
Eggsy chat says, jumping ahead, I'm assuming the Labyrinth system comes out with the Amani Troll expansion when we go to that Snake Island. Probably, that's probably a 12.1 feature. If you guys don't remember, Labyrinths are like those mega delves that are supposed to take you like an entire week. It's got like a lockout, and you do different wings of it as you go through it. Yeah, I would think it's probably a 12.1 feature. Really, when it comes to Labyrinths, Blizzard hasn't mentioned anything since the expansion was announced. Like, they brought up Labyrinths as this big deal. It's going to be this huge thing, and we haven't really heard anything since. But I would say it's probably what it is. Sam doesn't get laid. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm fucking reading that.
It is going to cost you quite a decent bit of currency, which you'll learn a lot more of while you're in the zones as well.
Almost Ron Burgundy.
The next section of items I wanted to focus on were items that potentially would be part of the trading post, though some of their actual drop rates or locations aren't confirmed. It is assumed that they might be trading post items, but it's not for sure, so it's just going to be a random assortment of other transmogs that we've been able to find. Starting with a shroom cap, this one we do know will drop from the new boss raid that will be made available once the patch goes live.
The spore foil raid.
A unique cosmetic from the raid in particular, but that's like the only one that we are 100% for sure. There's also a set of keys that we're not exactly sure where these are going to drop from. Maybe part of a secret quest line.
Kingdom Hearts come to WoW, but she's holding the key the wrong way. Oh no. They got to flip it around. You got to hit with the other side of the key. Now, I guess damage-wise, it makes sense the big side of the key would do more damage, but if you want to go full Kingdom Hearts, you got to flip that shit around. What's going on here? Oh no.
Backwards essentially, key. It's a combination of staves, two-handed polearms, maces, offhand items. So if there's some sort of like a key type of or a turquoise golden color scheme for Mog you want to go for, you'll be able to add these to your collection. Not 100% how we're going to be able to earn these. Maybe this would be a unique reward from some form of specific content, but for now we're not 100%. Then we also do have another set of items called the Bandits Midnight High Boots, and those are assumed right now to be trading post items because there's a bunch of recolors for these. But if you're looking for some high boots, there's a bunch of them coming out on the next update. We got the cloudy variation, there's also a plum, and a variety of other recolors that makes it sound like items that, you know how they keep putting items like the witch's hat or like the pajamas things or sweatpants combos over in the trading post, and they just keep rotating the color schemes for them every single week. That's essentially what these items do seem like, at least as of the moment. There's also other random items such as a extravagant staff, which looks a little too whimsical. Maybe it's going to be part of another update. Maybe it's going to be rewarded for something special.
I'm going to throw this out there, and this hasn't been announced officially yet, but the what the hell is it called? The Summer Festival or the Fire Festival? You know, the festival that happens in the summer every year in WoW? There's some like weird patch shit happening with it in updates, and I think this is going to be tied to that. I feel like all these there's a lot of rocket shit being added to the game. I feel like this is going to be attached to a new update to that event, because that event's been going on every summer, and like they've upgraded all these events. We've seen upgrades to the Harvest Festival and all this other shit, but that summer one, God, if somebody fucking remembers the name, it's called like the Fire Fest or something like that. That one hasn't been updated in a long ass time. You know, the one you got to throw the torches up and catch them. There's a lot of like little mini games you can play in Stormwind or Orgrimmar and stuff for this event. They haven't updated it in a long time, and now we're seeing all these like rockets and events, all these like firework related shit, like 4th of July style stuff. The Midsummer Fire Festival, yes, that's what it is. I think these items are going to be attached to that. I'm betting there's going to be this big update to that event, a bunch of new stuff to do in it, and then they're going to attach all these new rocket firework rewards to it as well.
Or just a prediction on the trading post, but because we can't tell for sure, we don't really
I don't think it's going to be trading post. It could also be a July trading post thing, 4th of July shit.
as well as what looks like an Azure eye patch. And there's a couple of variations of these eye patches being added.
Oh, eye patches.
Also likely to be a trading post items, maybe to go with the thigh boots. Some of these may appear on trading posts or might be a part of other rewards in the future. We don't 100% know, which is why they kind of bundled together into this section in particular. Now, the next few sets are very likely, if not 100% confirmed, to be a part of the trading post, because, I mean, we've had them data mined for a while, and the sets and the combinations themselves, they don't really feel like they're part of any specific content or as a specific reward, so they'll likely will be something that we'll be getting on trading posts over the next
let's
few
see
weeks.
them. Trading
There's
post
a bunch
items.
of ensembles on here, starting with the Petal Weave set, which will likely be seen very, very soon, because we do have the...
This has trading post or WoW store written all over it.
Midsummer's Festival holiday coming up, and this does
more
kind
cape
of fit the
animations.
theming. They got yet another one of those fiery cloaks, very, very similar to what we got in Legion Remix. So it looks like Blizzard probably noticed that players will like this.
I'm not a flower set guy, but I gotta admit, that's a really nice looking flower set. It's well done.
Type of animation, this type of a cloak combo.
Sam's
so
new
you
mod.
can expect more of these kind of cloaks in the future. We'll probably be getting a lot of these fiery cloaks or cloaks with other unique effects over time.
They're doing a lot of those.
This is just one of those sets that's being added. There's also a variety of different combinations. There's Scarlet. There's actually 4 versions in general. Some might be on the store.
It's got
some
like
might be in trading
rose
posts.
petal animation.
Maybe
too.
at least one will be part of the Summer Festival dungeon reward, or possibly from the vendor. We won't know that for sure until the patch goes live, but we got a bunch of sets coming. Maybe some will be obtainable through other methods. Then we also do have this amazing Ajara Darkscale set, which actually cannot be previewed as of this moment.
Oh man, we can't see it.
This is mostly likely because it is a shop reward or a shop ensemble.
No.
So likely it's a transmog together with a mount that will likely be not something you can get in game unless you end up swiping your credit card for it. Unfortunately, when they do stuff like this, hopefully at least one of those sets will make it to trading posts at some point in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
But also it would be cool if they maybe lock one of them behind like some kind of like an in-game secret quest line in order to unlock it. I think stuff like that would be a lot better in my opinion. We also do have Paladin sets, which are the Tauren Paladin armor pieces.
This one right here says Sun Festival Flame Tome. I'm definitely proud of that the Midsummer Fire Festival. I would say another reward. Like I said, I think there's an update coming to this event.
We got the totems, which you have the big version as well as a small version. There's a big one dish for Tauren, which is a big old totem, and then a smaller one for everybody else. So it looks like the Tauren Paladin sets are coming out very, very soon. We also do have the Lawbringer armor, very Western with these guns and the holsters on the side. It looks fantastic. Definitely very whimsical. Definitely does not feel like World of Warcraft. So
it's got spurs on the boots.
Looking like it's going to be something that will be appearing on the trading post. And it looks like they got a couple of variety of...
Did you guys see that? I don't know if my head was covering that shit. He brought them up. The spurs on the boots. Have we had boots with spurs yet? And wow, look at this. Look at that. Got little golden spurs on the boots. It'd be cool if those actually made your mount like go faster too. Yeah, nice.
Warcraft. So this is definitely looking like it's going to be something that will be a
Outlaw Rogue for sure. Yeah,
it looks
I
like
agree.
They got a couple of variety of these different helmets actually. So there's the hat with the mask combo. There's just the hat. There's the bandana combo. So there's a couple of different variations. Like if you don't want the gun holsters, or if you want them, you can.
They got gun holsters for the belt
boots
too.
That are a little bit less fancy looking. You could definitely adjust them as well. So it looks like there's at least a couple of different variations of these sets that you will be able to select when you do pick up these sets from likely the trading post, but potentially maybe other content in the future, maybe. But all hunters and rogues, I think, are definitely gonna like it, especially outlaw rogues in particular.
Yeah, outlaw rogue. It's a given.
Ability. There's going to be a variety of recolors of these, so maybe some of them will be available through other content, but like the majority of them will come from the trading post. There's a bunch of different recolors.
The only thing I think they missed on this set is they should have went with the it's not called a poncho, but the fucking with the cape that goes over the shoulder. The one that's draped down over one of the shoulders. That would have been great.
Available through
that would have been full Western.
Like the majority of them will come from the trading post. There's a bunch of different recolors, and they also come with a variety of different weapons that match these sets as well. There's also other weapons like daggers, and as well as other pieces that you can collect. But the guns in particular are the ones that have like the best animations, the best models for them to fit these sets in particular. So there's going to be yet another thing that you'll likely be able to pick up from the trading post as well. But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching and hope you guys did enjoy this 1207 PTR preview. With that being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a like, as I would very, Very much appreciate it. Be sure to join our Discord community to keep up with all things Midnight. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always,
Give the man a like.
I'll see all of you guys in an excellent
Nice video from Dalaran. Nice transmogs there. Some really good ones, actually. I'm not a flower guy, like I said, but the flower ones, those are pretty good flower ones. And then, man, that Western boy at the end, that's nice. I think all those rocket mogs and everything, like I said, I think that Summer Festival's getting an update for sure. Nice video overall, though, from Dalaran.